Toy Bro back again. I'm looking at a company that I'm not too familiar with, NECA Toys. I'm taking a look at their Deluxe Predator Clan Leader action figure. All right, let's take a look at packaging here. We've got the Predator Clan Leader in a larger style deluxe packaging that mimics the original Kenner type package from the 90s. So we can just pan down a bit and you can see that it kind of mimics that blister card but in a box style. So the side just has the Predator name. The back has kind of a old style Kenner lineup on the back. Same kind of artwork on the other side with just the Predator logo and then the figure name. But then the box itself pops open. We get our figure on the right and then kind of a write-up of the Clan Leader on the left. So all in all, a pretty solid presentation. Let's crack this guy open. All right, so now that we got this guy out of the package, let's take a look at him. So as I mentioned in the intro, I'm not really familiar with NECA Toys. I have their Ninja Turtle sets, and that is it. I have never bought any other NECA Toys until now. And when I saw this guy, I had to grab him because this guy is part of a series of NECA Toys that are paying tribute to the 90s Kenner series Predator and Alien figures, and this is one of the few from that series that I had as a kid. So I've got some fond memories of the original figure, so I had to grab him and see what they did here. So right out of the box, this guy is pretty enormous. Let's do a quick comparison. So here's a Black Series figure. He comes up to just over his waist, and here's a Marvel Legends figure, which is about mid-chest. So this guy is like 7 or 8 inches tall. So he's huge, and he costs just a little bit more than both of those figures. So you get a lot more bang for your buck, it seems, with NECA. But I have heard that they have had some durability issues that kind of outweigh their paint apps and sculpt. So we'll see about that. So right off the bat, this guy is a pretty striking figure. He's huge. He's got tons of sculpted detail, tons of paint apps. So we can see just right off the bat, as far as paint goes, we've got metallic type paint on the gauntlets and kind of on the loincloth pieces here, on the feet and on the shin guards. There's silver painting on the knees. We've obviously got that striking yellow and then the red on the exposed flesh. And then we've got browns. We've got the dreadlocks they're all individual pieces of like rubbery plastic, and they're painted that kind of old, kind of gray look. We've got detail on the face. You can see the teeth are painted, the gums are painted. You can see his eyes are painted in there, and then we've got the Predator mandibles that are painted as well. So this guy is loaded with paint apps, loaded with sculpt. As far as articulation goes, like I said before, the tentacles, the dreadlocks, they move. We've got the laser cannon on the shoulder is articulated. We have shoulder hinge and rotation, not inhibited by anything. We've got a bicep swivel. We've got double jointed elbow. We've got swivel at the wrist and a little bit of a hinge. There's not a whole lot of movement there. We've got an upper torso hinge and a waist swivel. We have got thigh articulation, so he can spread out pretty far, which is fine. Even with this armor, it kind of goes with it. As you can see, those straps go with it. We've got single joint at the knee, and then we've got a problem. So like I said before, apparently NECA has, what I've heard, durability issues or problems just with build quality. My foot is all janky here. It's that's not normal. It doesn't really cause a problem, so I may see if I can fix that. But overall, it's not supposed to do that. But what it's supposed to do is, as this foot shows, it's just supposed to swivel. So I'll see if I can fix that, or maybe just reach out to their customer service. Now, beyond that, I think that's pretty normal for a NECA Predator figure. He's got quite a bit of range of motion. So for a figure this large, he certainly has a lot going for him. We can put him in a lot of different poses, and you know, he certainly looks menacing as far as Predators go. So I'm pretty pleased with the way this guy looks, and he's just huge. I mean, he feels substantial in your hand. There's a lot of figure here, especially for the price point. So, you know, let's look at the back. That whole thing. This is part of the armor, which is sculpted on as best I can tell, and it's loaded with detail. We've got the skulls on the chest strap here, which are kind of weak overall. They just look like little globs of rubbery plastic, but you can tell what they are. And then there are little paint details all over. We got like that little, like the symbol that's right here on the chest, and then there's silver accenting all over the back. You've got the netting all over the body, which is painted too. It looks like we can see that a lot of that paint lines are, or the netting lines are brown. So, you know, a lot of welcome detail here. So let's take a look at what this guy has in terms of accessories now, because he has quite a few. Now, as far as accessories goes, let's roll through a few of them. So we've got the laser cannon. This comes in the box. It's not, I mean, it shouldn't really be considered an accessory because I think it's integral to Predators, right? They all have them, or at least the majority of them do. I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm wrong. I'm not a huge Predator buff, but we've got the laser cannon. We have these little plugs here in the wrists. They're included. So what they seem to be is replacements for these big tentacles. So these tentacles can peg in here, but they can also peg into the wrist. But I think they serve a better purpose in the chest armor. They seem kind of hard to use in these. So you can tell the ends here kind of mimic these plugs. So it's kind of like he's got them in the chest armor, but they're also more in the wrists, so to speak. And they just peg in here, and then they have a bendy wire in them, so you can kind of twist them around and bend them. So that's pretty cool. That's a nod to the original figure. I definitely remember the original one having those kind of dreadlock type tentacle things sticking out of its chest. He's got this humongous, like, halberd with a blade on one end and kind of like a scythe on the other, and it's kind of hard to get into his hand. He doesn't, I mean, it's an excellent grip he's got, but it's kind of hard to get it in there. You kind of have to fight with him initially, but he does hold it, and when you get it in there, it's in. It's not going to come out unless you take it out. So that's cool. And then, of course, we've got a Predator mask, and not all of these figures are ones that feature removable masks, I've come to find. So this guy does have a removable mask, and it's just got a lot of sculpted detail in there. It's got the red eyes and like that silver mouthpiece in there. And then taking a look on the inside, you can see, I don't know if it's going to show up well or not, but there is a lot of sculpted detail inside that mask. So, you know, a lot of detail that didn't necessarily have to be put in there was provided by NECA. So I guess that's what I've been hearing about. The level of sculpted detail that they offer is just kind of out of this world. So this thing just pops onto the head like that, and then it'll stay just like that. So, you know, all in all, this guy has a tremendous amount of accessories, and he does the original Kenner figure justice for sure in terms of what he offers. And then NECA has just blown it out of the park with everything they've included and the level of quality at which it's been offered here. So overall, this guy, for the price point, it's $25-ish figure, I think is what I got him for. Excellent figure. I'm very impressed by what NECA offers. I've obviously heard about them for a long time. I've just never gotten my feet wet with their toys because I've got enough to buy already. So I don't need to get too far in depth with this series, but I had to pick up this one and a couple others when I saw what they were offering, especially since this is a nod to a figure that I had as a kid that I really, really enjoyed, one of the few Predator toys that I had, so I had to get him. We've got excellent paint apps, excellent sculpting. The guy is just enormous, like I showed with the comparison between Black Series and Marvel Legends. So, you know, the only problem that I've got is my kind of wonky foot here, which at the end of the day isn't a huge deal because it does eventually stick into place again. But it was backwards in the package when I opened it up. It looked like his foot had been broken and twisted around in there. So, you know, overall, I think it's great, especially if you're a big Predator fan. Obviously, this is a cool Predator. I think he's slightly unique, at least in terms of the way he looks. I think and he offers a great range of options as far as an action figure goes. So that's going to do it for this review, guys. As always, stay tuned to Toy Bro, and feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And until next time.